Hey guys and girls, it's Blackjack with 396 Guitars. We have the Les Paul Custom on the bench today. We're taking the tape off the neck. Yesterday we did fret dressing. All the edges were sharp. The customer previously had a fret job done and it wasn't finished right, so I helped him out with that, and let's get to work. So today I'm taking most of the tape off. And yeah, wow, what a difference. What a difference. And it's time consuming. I can understand, I guess, a little bit why somebody would slough that part of it off, but it's part of doing a fret job, whether you're crowning or leveling or replacing. You have to finish it, and that's actually the most tedious part, aside from putting tape on and taking it off all the time. Yeah, nope. It's just not the funnest part of working on guitars. It takes time putting the tape on, taking the tape off, not to mention meticulously sitting there with this little tiny file and going at the fret ends and trying to clean them up and make them so that they're not sharp. There was a lot of tangs sticking out and catching your finger, and so far from what I can tell, it really came out nice. So, customer, I sent him a picture before and after I cleaned up the pickup covers, and he sort of freaked out a little bit, and he goes, no, they're relic. They're supposed to look like that. Well, relic is relic. Green is mold and mildew and corrosion. So they're still relic, and they're gonna fade again eventually, just like the frets always do. So, yeah, wow, what a difference. What a difference. Absolutely. Yeah, much nicer. Much nicer. Very pleased with that. We're going to oil the board. That was the last thing we need to do on the fretboard, is oil the board. We polished and we cleaned and polished the frets after doing the fret ends, and I showed you that process. Refer to the first video on this guitar. A little bit of oil. This is necessary to do once in a while anyway. Linseed oil. And this helps facilitate getting even more tarnish off of the frets. It's like the last step after you polish them. There's so many different oils you can use, but this is the best. You get the best results from this stuff. I think a little bit of tarnish comes off. Even a little bit more will come off when I remove that little bit of oil. Thusly. This is rubbing it in mostly, this step. It's not really taking much off, but I like to push it in and make sure it's being worked into every little crack and crevice and imperfection in the wood. And you let that sit a little bit and really go to wiping it down. little tedious. I'm going to pause here while I finish working this. We'll be right back. So, the string of choice, Elixir, he's putting 11s on this girl. And I don't know what was on it before. I don't remember measuring it. If I did, I don't remember what it was. So, for sure we're going to have to set it up for 11s if it didn't have them. If it did have 11s, then it'll probably be similar neck relief. You never know. We still measure it anyway. We still measure it anyway. Honkin' strings. Nothing screams rock and roll more than 11s on a Les Paul. I love it. Some guys will tell you do the low E and then the high E on these type of saddle assemblies and tail stop bars, but I do it this way. And it's pretty simple. Once you get the low E on, it holds the stop bar in place, and you just don't over tighten any strings. All of the same rules apply. First one's a little tricky, can be anyway if the stop bar pops off, but usually it'll stay. Measure to the next peg, bend it. First rack above the hole, every other rack below. I'm sure we have the saddle back in. Yeah, big dummy. Yeah, big dummy. Yeah, everybody makes a mistake once in a while. Just get it snug. That's all that's required at this juncture. Leave yourself some extra. Bend it over and proceed. Next peg, bend it. Pull the excess. Make sure you're in the saddle. Snug. I'm going to pause there while I do the rest of them. Be right back. Okay, got all the strings on. I left a little extra just in case. That's just a precaution in case we have to ever take them off. We want to be able to put them back on. Stretch them. Make sure they get their seat in the saddle. Let's get it tuned up and set up. is our neck relief? I wonder. With those 11s on there, it felt a little tight, I think, before when I first got it. I must have had 10s on it, because now it's got the perfect amount of relief, because the 11s probably are putting more tension. So we don't have to adjust that. Let's just see. A little tall. Really tall. Got it close though. Got it close by guesstimating. I like that. I don't think it has a hex fitting. You can only use the finger adjustment. I like that. Just above 4 and right at 5/64. 5/64, 4/64. Tune it up and check it again, because tension can change that slightly. Before I go to intonation, I want to just double check. Right dead at 5. I mean, just a whisker hair above 4 on the treble side. That's exactly where I set them. So let's check our intonation. Good. Dead on. Helps if you check it at the 12th, not the 13th. Wow, intonation's really good on this guitar. So I can't say all bad about the guy that had it before me, because he did have that adjusted right. And if the neck relief is set for 11s, I think there was 10s on before, but don't hold me to that. Pickup height, because I did have them out. Too close, too far. Too close and too far. Still a little close. I can live with that. I can live with that. This one needs to come up. I don't like that screwdriver for that. It's a little too big. I can live with that. Oh, beautiful. Intonation, pickup height, string height, and neck relief. Everything is there. So we're going to call that good. I just want to check the stump bar. That's too close. That is too close. That's got it. Just need to be able to put a paper in there. You don't want your strings touching from the stop bar up. You don't want them touching the bridge anywhere. That's a hang-up point that can cause string breakage. And yeah, it's important. That's an extremely overlooked adjustment on guitars. I can promise you that. That and pickup height. People leave pickup height alone and never pay attention to it. This girl's ready to go back home. Nice and clean. I wiped it down off camera. And of course you saw everything that we did to the neck. Today's video is just to finish up and follow up from yesterday when we were dressing the fret ends and polishing the frets. I took the time to polish the pickup covers to get the green grunge grime off. Didn't remove any of the relicking. You know who I'm talking to. Let's play a little bit. Something jumped out of tune between being flat and being picking it up. Where are you at? Must have banged the E peg. Oh, that's right. I adjusted the friggin' stop bar, you mope. I'm having a morning, folks. First I forgot to put the saddles in, the bridge. Then I adjusted the stop bar and forgot to retune it. Okay. One more time. That's much better. Nice. Beautiful, beautiful guitar. I mean, really crisp sounding. And I'll bet when you get it pumping through a stage thumper, it probably really comes alive. That's that for this girl. What do we got here? More relicking. Yeah, could be. It's Blackjack with 396 guitars, the Les Paul Custom. Done. We did the fret ends, we polished the frets, we cleaned up the entire guitar, of course, restrung it, and set it up. Beautiful instrument, sounds unbelievable. I can't wait to hear this through a real amp. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll talk soon.